Welcome. It's Mark again from financialfreedomandodyssey.com here with another video. Today we're going to look at the portfolio update for the month of August 2025. This is a big cornerstone month for me. This is the 12th month that I've done these recordings in blog posts and video form, I believe. And let's dive right in. As always, going to start off with the major indices versus my RRSP. Taking a quick look here, all of the indices were up and all of the ETFs in my portfolio were also up. So yeah, geez, August already in 2025. It's been a wild year for sure. Lots of changes at work, lots of changes in my personal life. Yeah, currently working on wrapping up a few projects in work, and we have a company retreat next week. So looking forward to that. And market-wise, up, up, up. Like I've said, green across the board. A little bit of take, but mostly give all month long. And I will call out, this is the first month in, I want to guess 6 months. I don't know how long it's been, but it's felt like a while that I can't complain about SCHD, where SCHD has actually surpassed the Dow Jones, at least in gains on the month. It is still far below the gains if you go year to date. Maybe I should look at that, but that might be depressing. So, anyways, yeah. So quick whirlwind tour of these. S&P 500 was up 2.85%. Nasdaq 100 just up a little over 3%. Dow Jones almost 4%. And the good old TSX 60 up 5.71%. So matching these up, VDY again loosely follows it. It slightly underperformed the TSX 60. XAW, anytime it's performing just as well as the S&P 500, I'm happy with that. SCHD, we already talked about, smashed the Dow Jones this month, and VTI, same thing as XAW. Anytime that they beat the S&P 500, I am extremely happy with that. Diving into the moves that I made in the month of August, one big call out here is back to basics. Last few months, I've done a lot of trimming. I did some adding of speculative positions back in April with the additions of AMD and Google in my TFSA. But this month, I just did a couple of buys in the TFSA and one buy in the RSP. So let's take a look at them. I bought AMD with dividends and VFV with my normal contribution. So the lion's share went into VFV this month, and then AMD just with the dividends to keep that going. I think I'm happy with where I am at AMD, although AMD has been dropping, so I don't know. Maybe I'll add a little bit more to it. Here's a breakdown on my TFSA. So you can see VFV still reigning supreme at 19.3%. VDY is the next highest. Bank, XEI are up after that. Looking at my speculative positions, AMD is now making up 4%. This image, I'm trying to remember exactly when I took this image, but it may be a little bit lower than that. AMD's been kind of down the last week or so. But for the month of August, that's what it was at. Google a little bit lower, and then actually conversely to AMD, Google's been on a bit of a run. So my Google holdings, which are I bought with approximately the same amount of funds, maybe a little bit more into AMD. Google may be up higher percentage wise. Taking a look into my RRSP, I had another month of adding to my spousal RRSP for my partner. This time I had some fun with it. I just said, hey, do you want to just go pure growth, do something different, or we want to stick with the QQCL and the bank split? And she said growth. So I decided to buy VFV. This is the first few shares of VFV that I've bought in this account. Thus, it's the third holding in the account. Again, I haven't done a pie chart for this one. It wouldn't be super interesting, but roughly we have equal portions QQCL and bank, and then VFV is the new portion at about 20%. Taking a look at my breakdown of RSP, again, been a couple months since I've added any new funds to it, just based on market changes. this is what it's sitting at. I'm also not currently dripping in my RSP, although I have in the past. Next month, I'm looking to do a purchase in my RSP, likely in VTI. And then I may take a break from converting Canadian to US dollars, and I may just focus on buying Canadian funds when I do contributions to my own RSP. I think moving forward, I'm going to do more often than not contribute to my partner's or my spousal RSP. Jumping into the dividends, increases and decreases, nothing for this month, but I did notice I missed a few things last month. So HYLD and HDIV, which I hold in my TFSA. I believe my partner also holds HYLD in her TFSA as well. So nice little bump there. HDIV also a bump slightly less. Cash, interestingly enough, it has typically fluctuated every single month, but the last 3 months it's been at a solid, I shouldn't say solid, a steady 0.106 per share. So that's 10 cents per share for the last 3 months, which percentage-wise isn't that great. It's slightly higher than I have in my HISA, like high interest savings account, just holding cash. So I guess that's good. Still worthwhile having that. And then XEI, I missed this one last month. So this is pretty big decrease actually. So down from 0.136 to 0.112 per share. So down from 13.6 cents to 11.2 cents per share, which is quite a big decrease. Although, to be fair, the 13.6 cents was only for a few months, and prior to that, I believe it was 11.1 cents. And when I first bought into it, I think it was 10 point something cents. So still up a bit, all in all. Taking a look at the fear and greed here. We're sitting at neutral, which we were also seeing at neutral a month ago. Looks like a week ago we just got into the greed territory. So markets have calmed down. We are away from the extreme greed of what was that in May, May and June. So yeah, a little bit more stable at the moment. A couple other things I just want to call out before we wrap up here is that got a couple big rate announcements coming up here. So September 17th, I believe that's Wednesday next week at time of filming here. Both the Bank of Canada and the Fed down in the US will announce their interest rate decisions. Fed, last I checked, the market was predicting essentially a guaranteed cut. I think it was in the high 90s. I even saw one day, I think it was predicting 99% that they cut. Bank of Canada, I'm less certain on, but if you do quick Google search, a lot of the financial newspapers are predicting that they will. Only time will tell. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed my update. Cheers.